insisted on having fresh new candles every night at dinner. Fortnum collected up the discarded part-used candles and sold them for a handsome profit. The rest, as they say, is grocery. Fortnum's is still the preferred grocer of the royal family today. If you stand opposite the store when the clock strikes the hour, you will see the elegant figures of Mr. Fortnum and Mr. Mason bow to each other as they emerge from the cuckoo clock-style doors on either side of the clock face. Hugh Mason is the figure in the green frock coat. William Fortnum is a visionary in red. Sights of London's West End, Piccadilly Circus, the very heart of London's entertainment district. This location is surrounded by theatres, cinemas, cafes, restaurants, clubs and casinos. Within a few steps of Piccadilly Circus, you'll find three fascinating areas of the capital: Theatreland, Chinatown and Soho. If you want to join thousands of curious others and explore this exciting district, you have a stop coming up in just a few moments. Piccadilly Circus is where the world's very first electric, outdoor, neon and argon advertising platform was erected in 1908, initially displaying an advertisement for Perrier's mineral water. Although fewer advertisements are powered by noble gases today, the dazzlingly illuminated signs here are a famous sight of London that is recognised throughout the world, particularly as night falls and the kaleidoscope of radiant colours sizzles away in the darkness. Junction is the Shaftesbury Memorial, most famously known for the aluminium statue of Eros. Many believe the statue is actually intended to be Eros' brother, Anteros, the god of selfless love. But intransigent Londoners hold to Eros
McDonald's as I'm moving. Come back to the same stop for the next one.
Okay, we do a little shopping around here.
Alright, no problem.
Enjoy.
No way.
It's nice. Thank you, but we're going to go with God in a tower. Oh, okay.
There are two significant London theatres at the southern end of this road. On the left is the Theatre Royal Haymarket, that has hosted such modern stars as Bradley Cooper, Dixie Lott, Tamsin Outhwaite, Damien Lewis, and Saran Jones. On the opposite side is His Majesty's Theatre, which was jointly managed by George Friedrich Handel during the 18th century. As such, it hosted a number of Handel premieres between 1711 and 1736. A slightly more recent success at His Majesty's Theatre has been Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera, which began its enormously long run here with a premiere way back in 1986. The show went on to become one of the longest running musicals anywhere in the world. Please remember to take your earphones with you.
Yeah, there's no one coming. fantastic. You have to hurry up. I'm very late. There's enough one behind though. Yeah, jump on. Right, let me shut it. You alright? Yeah. Grab the headphones in the box there. Okay. There's a headphone there with boxes. Grab the headphones. Yeah.
Beyond the National Gallery is the architectural view. It's the beautiful church of St. Martin in the Fields. 100 years older than anything else in the square.
Just hold on tight because I'm going to be moving the bus.
26. Considerably further east, so the church genuinely was in the Fields.
Thank you. Grab the headphones in the box.
Parish Church of the Royal
Just hold on because I'll be moving the bus.
Find themselves on London streets with nowhere to go. In 1998, a memorial service was held at St. Martin's for Sir Paul McCartney's wife Linda, who had sadly died in Arizona at the age of just 56. George Harrison, Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney sang the Beatles' Let It Be in her honour. A particularly poignant moment in beautiful surroundings was one of London's most delightful churches. Trafalgar Square was created to commemorate the British naval victory at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. Admiral Lord Horatio Nelson was killed commanding the 27 British ships that fought at Trafalgar during the immense battle off the Spanish coast. The imposing statue of Nelson stands on top of a column that is believed to be the same height as the main mast of his flagship, HMS Victory. Nelson is placed facing towards Whitehall and Admiralty House.
It's just only like only for one couple and the other just only one seat in different areas. Mami, muévete antes de que la guagua se mueva.
In the summer of 2011, Trafalgar Square was chosen by J.K. Rowling to be the site of the long-awaited world premiere of the final movie in the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. The square was suitably adorned with what must have been the world's biggest red carpet, and even the weather behaved as thousands of fans went crazy when the film stars appeared in bright sunlight. Parliamentarians in 1649. This statue represents the very centre of London, and it is from this point that all distances to and from London are measured. The magnificent archway behind the statue is Admiralty Arch, leading to the Mall and Buckingham Palace.
Good.
This is Whitehall, a name that has become a term often used along with Westminster as a metonym for the British government. In much the same way that Washington, or Capitol Hill, is used to describe the federal government of the USA. This street and the surrounding area contain many buildings used by government ministries. Here you will find the Treasury, the Ministry of Defence, the the security checkpoint, the armed police, and the formidable fencing is Downing Street. Here you will find the famous glossy black door of number 10, the official residence of the Prime Minister. As you can see,
My next stop is London High, so it's a few of your distance.
So the next one,
Downing Street.
So you might want to sit down.
oh, okay. That's okay. That's okay. You need to wait.
Stabbing here, yeah.
Oh, baby.
As we enter Parliament Square,
It is
feast your
hot
eyes
here.
on
Go
three of
upstairs
London's
now.
most famous sights. The Palace of Westminster, the Clock Tower, known as Big Ben, and the Royal Church of Westminster Abbey, where Prince William married Catherine Middleton in 2011, and where the state funeral service of Queen Elizabeth II took place in September of 2022. Westminster Abbey has been the site of every English and British coronation since William was crowned in 1066. It is also one of the most revered places in the UK to be buried. More than 3,300 well-known figures from this nation's history are interred there, including monarchs, politicians, writers, poets, composers and scientists. All of them have shaped the UK's future to some extent with their diverse contributions. Charles Dickens, Dr. Samuel Johnson, Rudyard Kipling, William Wordsworth, Henry Purcell, and Ralph Vaughan Williams are just some of the famous names to be encountered amongst the tombs within Westminster Abbey. In 2018, the ashes of the great British physicist Stephen Hawking were poignantly interred between the graves of Charles Darwin and Isaac Newton. The Palace of Westminster is probably better known as the House of Parliament. It is most famous for that most iconic symbol of Britishness, Big Ben. The name Big Ben actually refers to the heaviest of the 5 enormous bells within the clock tower, but it's become synonymous with the clock and even the entire clock tower, which is officially called the Elizabeth Tower in honour of Queen Elizabeth II, this country's longest reigning monarch. The original Houses of Parliament, known as the Old Palace, were destroyed by fire in the autumn of 1834. The new palace, comprising the House of Lords and the House of Commons, was built over 30 years from 1840 onwards to the designs of Charles Barry and Augustus Pugin. Sadly, neither of the architects of this wonderful building lived long enough to see their vision realised. For your own safety, please remain seated at all times whilst the bus is moving. The London Eye was originally constructed to commemorate the millennium and all the celebrations planned to accompany the arrival of a new century. It was created as a temporary structure, but was only meant to stand here for 2 years. More than 20 years later, it has become the UK's leading paid entrance tourist attraction, with more than 3 million visitors each year. Each of the 32 air-conditioned pods can accommodate 25 guests, so that's a total loading capacity of 800 cool visitors per day. This is our stop at Westminster Bridge, serving the London Eye, the Sea Life London Aquarium, and the London Dungeon. If you want to visit Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament, it's just a short walk back across the bridge. St Thomas's Hospital here on the landward side of Westminster Bridge is famous for its association with two famous nurses.
There's a door here, use the front door.
Who started the first nursing college here, and Mary Seacole, a West Indian contemporary, who brought great care and an incongruous sense of fun to the sick and wounded in Crimean War. At the start of the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, St Thomas's was one of 4 UK hospitals put on alert.
I forgot my cane and my sister's grabbing.
When Boris Johnson contracted the virus himself, it was the hard-working staff at St Thomas's that nursed him through his days in intensive care, and facilitated his return to health.
Yep, got the headphones in the box. The glass-topped tunnel with the bright blue metalwork was the original terminal for the Star Circus, and served what was then Waterloo International Station. For reasons unclear, the British felt that the very best way to welcome visitors arriving from France would be to stamp Waterloo all over their tickets to remind them of the French army's defeat under the leadership of Napoleon Bonaparte at Waterloo in 1815. In 2007, after some considerable discussion and just a little threat to the Entente Cordiale, trains emerging from the Channel Tunnel were relocated to terminate at St Pancras International Station, thus restoring the reassuring peace and understanding between the UK and France. The London Eye looms large here, making a spectacular impact on the skyline view. During the worldwide pandemic in 2020, the UK stopped at 8 PM each Thursday to applaud the National Health Service, to bang pots and pans, and to cheer for the NHS heroes. The London Eye's brilliant contribution was to illuminate the entire structure in blue in honour of the nation's doctors, nurses, ambulance crews and paramedics, an inspiring image that was shared throughout the UK on television news programmes. This stop is an interchange point where you can transfer between our various routes. Please check your brochure or speak to our uniformed staff for further details of the routes available and the frequency of the services. Waterloo stop here on Belvedere Road, serving the London Eye, Waterloo Station, and the extensive cultural entertainment area of the South Bank. The South Bank features the artistic venues of the South Bank Centre, the Royal Festival Hall, and BFI South